4 current and former state troopers have been charged in a years-long bribery scheme. Prosecutors say they accepted bribes in exchange for passing marks on commercial driver's license tests in just the latest in a long string of corruption scandals surrounding the Massachusetts State Police. GBH News State House reporter Katie Lannon joins me now with more. So, Katie, as I just mentioned, there has been a lot of dysfunction surrounding the state police in recent years. It can kind of all blur together. Can you give a recap of this latest scandal for people who need one, like, say, me?
Sure. So this, according to the federal indictment that came down last week, this involved troopers who were assigned to the commercial driver's license unit, and they were text messages amongst themselves show that they would describe giving a certain applicant there for a skills test, a golden handshake or a golden treatment, and that was kind of their internal code word for passing someone either without giving them the whole test or, in some cases, the test at all.
Doesn't seem like a really good internal code word, I got to say. That's just an aside. It's rather suggestive.
There were the text messages, if you read them, there's a lot of emoji usage as well. So it definitely reminded me to think about what I'm texting and whether or not it's going to end up in a court document someday. But in this case, they were allegedly receiving the one trooper involved in this was alleged to have received a new snowblower, a new driveway, a mailbox at his house, and there were also cases of bottled water, coffee, iced teas. There was a bottled water company who was one of the employees there was among the people who were indicted in this as well, because he was, I guess, according to authorities, arranging these kind of gifts to them in exchange for, a golden pathway for drivers affiliated with the company.
You know, it's a weird combination of stuff because you talk about, I guess a new driveway is valuable. I'm not sure how valuable bottled water is, but some low stakes gains and massive risk undertaken based on those text messages, what sounds like a sense of impunity, just, like they didn't need to worry about this. At least that's my quick read on it. What's the response been from politicians at the State House who are capable of exercising oversight authority over the state police?
Yeah, I will say from the jump, you haven't seen a lot of kind of clamoring within the legislature for some sort of crackdown or reforms at the state police. And I think part of that is, this is clearly, accepting bribes is something that's already against the law.
Yeah.
And the state police has come out with a list of things they did to kind of respond to this. They audited the commercial driver's license, the CDL unit. They've put in some new training, some modernized record keeping. They're doing things like having supervisors drop in for unannounced visits more frequently. So they came right out front and said, here are some things we're doing to make sure that everything is on the up and up. So they seem to be the most active in that front is internally within the department.
Well, am I right that this is connected to an investigation that started under Governor Healy when she was Attorney General Healy?
That's right. It at least started while she was at the Attorney General's office. I don't know if it was federal authorities investigating at that point or if it was within the AG's office to start. But she did point to that. She said she knew about it because of that, and that she was pleased to see these indictments handed down because, accountability and transparency are paramount.
She's in something of a tricky position, right? Because she travels with a state police detail, right?
Yeah, she does. And, when she was Attorney General, there are troopers assigned to the Attorney General's office as well. So she's certainly someone who would closely interact with state police. And she's also going to soon be, at some point, naming the next head of the state police, which has been operating under an interim colonel for over a year or about a year now.
I'm glad you mentioned that because it's really important, and I think I was about to forget it. Why has there been an interim colonel operating under the state police, or running the state police? Yeah,
there have been, during this period of turmoil, there's been several kind of leadership changes at the state police. The last superintendent stepped down, retired about a year ago, capping off the end of his career, and Healy put in an interim head while conducting a broader search.
And she's going to be able to hire from outside the state police itself, right, due to some of the past
That's right.
scandals.
Yeah.
What was the scandal? Because that was a law, I think, if I remember right, that was changed under Governor Baker.
Yep, this was the big 2020 police reform package, which came at a time where really throughout the country people were looking at laws around policing and what reforms might be needed there. And the law here in Massachusetts did include several changes at the state police within that department itself. One of those is allowing the head of the department to come not just from within the ranks of the state police, but they can be hired from other agencies as well, as long as they meet certain qualifications. It's not just anyone can come in. But that was a change that former Governor Baker had really pushed for in the wake of an overtime fraud scandal where troopers were collecting pay for shifts they didn't work or didn't work in their entirety.
Okay, so we've got the commercial license scandal, the overtime scandal. Are there any other scandals before we wrap up that people should be bearing in mind as this all plays out?
Yeah, it depends probably on what you count as a scandal. The overtime fraud situation was probably the biggest, with dozens of troopers implicated. There was an instance where an arrest report was rewritten to cover up some comments from a judge's daughter while she was being arrested.
That was a bizarre story.
That was, and that had a lot of different tentacles going out beyond it. And there was an instance where a former head of the union, of the state police union, was charged with accepting kickbacks and misusing union funds. I should say the state police union, in this case, in the CDL scandal, it's outright with a statement expressing disappointment and saying they want to let the judicial process play out and respect everyone's due process rights, but that's not what they expect to see from troopers.
That is good to hear. Katie Lannon, thank you for breaking down this complicated stuff. Appreciate it.
Thank you.